following program is rated MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
This week on the 5-Minute Warning.
The song was Treat Her Like a Lady. And yo, no. Here's the thing. This was some true game that my Uncle Junior told me. Some true game. True fucking game. He said, yes, treat her like a lady. But ain't nobody said you had to treat her like she was your lady.
Exactly.
Intro number 4. The show that gives you everything and nothing at all. That's everywhere you don't want to be. It's Ruben, Mo B, and on the ones and twos, AG.
The 5-Minute Warning.
Welcome to another brand new episode of 5-Minute Warning, the show in which we talk about a whole bunch of stuff just because we can. Of course, once again, it's your man, Ruben, in the house on another Sunday, bringing you that great information. And of course, as always, it's my man coming back from parts unknown, my man AG.
What's happening, y'all? How you doing?
And of course, the last but not least, the other man with the plan, Mo B in the house. What's going on, brother?
What's going on? Y'all gonna have to excuse me because I'm gonna be eating on this show because I'm hungry.
Not again.
I'm eating because I'm hungry. Well,
That is usually why you eat.
I mean, you know, I can't. Hey, I ain't mad at the brother. I've ate a lot, especially when I'm hungry. So
I'm just saying, as the type 1 diabetic up here, I feel like I should be able to flex and eat whenever the fuck I say I feel like it. Because I kind of have to.
You don't got to be a type 1 diabetic to flex and eat when you want to. What am I going to do? Cut you off because you're not eating? Can you flex you eating? Come on, man. That's not what we do. Man, how's it? AG, glad to see you back in the house, baby. What's going on?
I was going to say this last week, but I couldn't be on the show. But shout out to my wife for sticking it out with me for 10 years, sir. I have been married a decade.
You mean 12 years?
Yes, actually. Man, I'm telling you, every time.
The joke.
Yes, because actually, you know what's funny? Because I thought about that Monday we were hanging out. We've been hanging out all week. So I thought about that Monday, and I was like, girl, you know, been married 10 years. And in my mind, I was like, it's really 12. I didn't say that to her, but I was in my head. I was like, it's really 12. It's really 12.
What was that, Bogey? The joke that won't die?
The joke that won't die,
I mean,
man.
but should it die? Should it die? Exactly.
She was confident as hell with that shit too, boy. 12. How long is a decade? 12 years.
Wait a minute. Didn't somebody say something crazy about a century?
I mean,
Yeah.
she didn't know what it was.
Virginia public schools didn't look very good on that day.
No. Hey, some of these women were in college.
Yeah, some of that was Norfolk State,
Yeah,
too.
some of that was 13th grade.
Once again, I said Virginia public schools because they were in Virginia.
13th grade. 13th grade. I mean, shout out Michael Vick with 13th grade. For real, I'm just saying.
Oh, my God. How crazy is that you said that? That's the first thing that popped in my head,
Because, bro,
12.
it popped in my head a week ago. 12. 12.
Oh, I gotta find that clip.
Bro, that is hilarious.
That might be one of the greatest clips we've ever played.
That is probably the funniest thing that has happened to this show that had nothing to do with us.
Oh, yeah.
That was generated purely by someone else. That was hilarious.
So, I can't remember what show I was watching or whatever, man. But somebody was like, what was that other joke we had on the show with the video? Shit.
Hold on, I just want to pause to say that you said that other joke we had with that video.
Yeah, I know,
right? Like we ain't almost 300 fucking shows in. And you just described like half of them right there.
The one with the video game. Leroy Jenkins.
Was that as funny, though? Was that as funny? I don't know, man.
Man, it was funny to me.
12 was pretty funny. I was in tears.
12 was pretty funny, but
I mean, you was in tear with that Leroy Jenkins.
Yeah, that Leroy.
Because neither one of y'all knew what I was making a reference to. So then when y'all played it, it was the first time y'all had heard it. So that was gold for me.
Bro.
Okay. And yeah, you know what? Because I came back like about 50 shows later because it came up on a show I watched on Prime. And he set his phone down and he said, Leroy Jenkins, and a bomb went off. And I immediately got on the show. I was like, bro.
Man.
But I still don't think it's better than 12, though, man. Come on, man.
But I remember almost dying on that show when I played it. Because it was a week after we had talked about it. And I remember, like, I lost consciousness at least for like 10 seconds. Like, the air just stopped. It was... Because I was too busy. Yeah, that shit was funny. But yeah, man, that 12 shit. It's only, you know what? It's only super funny and worse because it's in Virginia. If this shit was somewhere
I think that would have been funny either way.
I'm not saying.
I'm telling you, man, that would have been hilarious. I think we have a vested interest because we live here. But I still say that would have been funny no matter what state.
But the fact that it was in Virginia, there's a small chance that we might have ran across those people in life somewhere. It's just a small chance. Whereas if it was in like San Francisco, it'd be like 0%. I mean, and we know what school they say what school they were at, what school they came from, and how one of them was honor roll and shit.
Proudly said what school they were from.
Oh, proudly.
And the school ain't proud of her.
Could you imagine the dean watching that going, oh my God, enrollment's going to go down so far. We got to go out and hire Michael Vick.
I mean, yo, man, I think that's one of the reasons why they got rid of the Department of Education, man. Because they were just like, we got chicks out here saying that decade is 12. we clearly not doing something right.
I have an interesting question.
Yeah.
Okay, we are up in arms about how the Department of Education and a lot of departments are being dismantled.
Sure.
But was the Department of Education doing that well to start with? Don't get me wrong, I don't want to see anything dismantled the way it's been dismantled, but it's just like, well, was it really helping us out? Well, I mean, with all the standardized testing and all the things that they allowed to happen and instantiated, it's like, were they really doing that good of a job?
Well, see, that's the thing. The Department of Education doesn't just do standardized testing. That's just all the stuff that we publicize. Yeah. The Department of Education is also how free lunch and stuff gets allocated.
Yep. No, I realized that part, but I just was
so my
wondering.
thing is, if you're going to get rid of the Department of Education, it's like, hey, what's the solution? Like, if you're going to say it's not doing that well, I think we can all agree that the shit could be doing better. But it's like, if something's not going right, you don't just go, well, fuck it, just get rid of it and we'll just see what happens. Like, you know, like, give me a plan. Like, if they said we're going to get rid of the Department of Education because we're going to start doing this, then I'm like, all right, at least you got a plan. But they was just like, hey, no, this shit ain't working, so we just gonna cut the budget.
So, and that's the other thing, right? You know, the Department of Education also dealt with student loans, and it also dealt with giving federal money to the states for their schools. So here's the thing. You have some states, I don't think Virginia's included on that, but we have some states that are like, Department of Education gone, and they're like, what the fuck we do now? Whereas Virginia was pretty prepared, I believe. But, I mean, for some states, I think that'll help. As long as they're getting the federal money, I think it'll help to a point. Because there's sometimes where the federal government was controlling a little bit too much of public schooling. Because no state school wants to be shit. They don't want to be the 50th state in education.
Are you sure about that? Because Mississippi looks like they won a championship in that.
So, well,
I'm just saying, bro. I mean, come on, Mississippi is like the worst of the worst in like every category almost.
So let me change that.
Okay.
Some states, especially those in the middle and closer to the north, don't want to be considered a stupid school state.
Okay, because usually in Mississippi, you don't get a good education until you go to college. So
yeah, that's where we fall in. Like,
well, I just think that we oversimplify the Department of Education because it's not just about
correct
the education. It's like IEP programs. Mm-hmm. That is Department of Education. Special needs programs, Department of Education. Like these are all things that's like, all right, cool. If you're gonna say we don't feel like the education system's doing well, by cutting it, you're basically saying only certain people now are actually even going to get resources.
Yeah.
That's the issue. The issue isn't that, hey, I think the Department of Education is fucking awesome. It's like, no, it's just if you get rid of it, I understand there's certain things that are just going to be gone and nobody's going to regulate it. Now it's like your zip code 100% will dictate whether you actually even get school.
Yeah.
I thought they were doing this to privatize school altogether to where either you're wealthy or you dumb. So I shouldn't say dumb, but I mean uneducated, meaning that you don't have a school to go to.
The only thing that was really separating some of like where the funding would only go to certain schools was the Department of Education. They're
Okay.
the only ones that were like, all right, just because that school's in a poor community, we're going to allocate funds for this. Like a school system that my daughters were in a couple years ago. Everybody in the school got free lunch because of where they were, because they allocated funds for that, just for that school. So it didn't matter where you were on the wealth income status at that school. They recognized that this was the area that we have a large group of people who need this funding. So we're going to allocate it that way.
Okay.
Department of Education did that. So if you take Department of Education away, that money, nobody knows where that money goes. Or actually, we do know where it goes to. It goes to the whitest, wealthiest communities to help them get more stuff.
And
Okay.
but that depends on the state that you live in, you know? So if anything is even more important now, your governor is possibly really one of the most powerful people that you will have to vote in every so often. Because depending on if you're, regardless if they're Republican or Democrat, it really depends if they are moderate or radical. Because
I'm going to
you're
say
saying-
that's a false statement as well, because you're like, it depends on how your government feels. No, your governor's ultimate goal is to get reelected. The people that help get them reelected are generally the wealthiest people. The wealthiest people are generally the people that want their kids to have all the best resources. Actually, now you've made it so that it's even more likely there's going to be a disparity, because now the governor is like, hey, I mean, you poor people are cool and all, but the people that, you know, I raise money with for my campaigns and everything, they live over here.
which makes it, especially in the Commonwealth of Virginia, makes it very interesting, because the way our shit is broken up, you know, you have some wealthy people in the poorest part of Virginia, but then our wealthy people really live in Fairfax. But then at the Fairfax, which is weird with our governorship, our Fairfax can go either way, because yes, they're rich, but a lot of them are Democrat. However, in Virginia is weird because we've actually had more success with a Republican governor than a Democratic governor, because when we have Democratic governors, they want to cut all the shit for poor people, which is because they want to cut the budget, but they want to get rid of all the stuff that poor people need, which is weird in itself. But the Republican governor really wants to make more money for Virginia, and they're more willing to just, all right, I see the importance of this, and as long as we're in a surplus, we good. So yeah, it's weird, man. You know, our Commonwealth is weird.
But it's just like I was sitting around thinking about this, because the whole, it seems like a lot of the news cycle everywhere is about the Department of Education, which I understand that. And I remember a lot of complaining about what the Department of Education was or was not doing. And I just thought about it in broad strokes. And I felt like it was a little ironic. And I was just wondering, you know, just kind of out loud, like, it is a little ironic that we're complaining about how it's being dismantled with, like Moby said, with no plan, when we were complaining about it before. But anyway, it was broad strokes, and I just sometimes kind of wonder. Some of the things they're doing is just like outlandish, like every day. Like you go to bed with the country being one way, you wake up and it's completely changed. So anyway, I just thought of that.
I think I want to put this on. I don't want to necessarily put this on the table, but look, got to put this out front because this has got to be the weirdest shit ever. Trump calls you, hey, I want you to run the Department of Education. Awesome. Hey, I want you to dismantle the Department of Education, which basically says, hey, I want you to dismantle your job. I want you to put yourself out of a job. What?
But are you out of a job if you do exactly what he says? Usually not.
But then, but if you don't have the Department of Education,
He'll put you somewhere else.
I guess.
I mean, that's the way it's played out usually, right? Except if you black or brown, that's not necessarily true.
We've never had a department just, work themselves out of a job before.
But it's at the request of the president. You work at the pleasure of the president.
I understand that. And I guess technically you could still be part of the cabinet. Hey, what do you do?
I mean, really what you're getting paid to do is be the scapegoat.
Yeah.
That's what you're getting paid to do.
Right. And if you're white, you're rewarded for that. That's what I'm saying. If you're not black or brown, you'll be fine.
I mean, well, yeah.
By and large, that's what he's shown me. If you are white and you do something that will bring you to your own demise, he will bring you back to life in something else.
Or you're Rubio, who literally is the only color in the cabinet. And yeah.
Well, we could say Cruz, but he goes by Theodore.
Cruz, is he in the cabinet? I didn't think he was in the cabinet.
Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation.
I mean,
Moby just ate. I don't want to make him vomit,
yeah.
So let's move on. Sorry, bro.
So let's shift gears then. So the question of the day kind of came to me, and I'm very interested. I was very interested. So the question of the day is, how much does or did the reputation of someone you are looking at dating matter to you? Now, and I'm a broad stroke this shit because I think it's super important. The question is like, and I mean, some people may not care, some people may care too much, but more importantly, how important was the positive or the negative thought about that person important to you as far as wanting to date them? Such as, I mean, maybe they were smart. Maybe they were cool. Maybe they were a hoe. Maybe they weren't. I'll since AG, since you weren't here last week, and I want to give you the floor to talk about it. How much do you feel like that influenced who you would even think about dating? Their reputation.
Well, first of all, I have to give it context. And this is not self-deprecating. These are just facts, okay?
Yep.
I used to be Captain Save-A-Ho, which my wife apparently has not ever heard before. And when I used it today, she lost it. And she's like, I never heard that before. Girl, that is old as the hills. Are you serious? I ain't never heard it before. Anyway, I digress. So the reason why I had to give it context is because when you Captain Save-A-Ho, reputation doesn't matter. In fact, if the worst, not really the worst, there are limits. Well, there's limits for me, but I still was in that Captain Save-A-Ho threshold. So within that vacuum, if you meet someone you like and they've had a questionable past and they're kind of like, well, this or that I know, but I've been trying to. As soon as you say you've been trying to change, it's like, and no one's giving you a chance, my dick gets really hard, right? So I'm like, oh, fuck, I gotta date her. I gotta date her. So it's like, when you are that person, reputation almost doesn't matter. Like, because I was talking to Lauren about it today, because she had asked me what the question was gonna be. And I was like, I told her, And she was like, oh, okay. And I was like, because she didn't really understand the depth of it like I understood it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, you remember when we first started dating, you said you wouldn't date me if I had gone to jail without context? And she was like, yeah. I said, well, that's kind of what he's talking about. I don't have to have context. You don't have to have context. If I have done a thing, I have done a thing. And you are not eligible to be dating me. And I'm like, okay, I understand that. Well, go ahead.
So are you saying, back when you were in your days of Captain Save-A-Ho, you were willing to take that penicillin shot?
Yeah, if you approach me the right way and you had a certain texture, absolutely. You are a walking definition of the worst decision I could possibly make.
I mean, Ruben, you're laughing, but and not to just piggyback off of it, but in dating, that's kind of the rules. Like, as a guy, you're supposed to overlook her past transgressions and understand that she's evolving and changing and growing. Mm-hmm. And these experiences made her whole. Mm-hmm. So he's not, I mean, it sounds ridiculous the older you get. So the older you get, the more you're just like, man, I tolerated a lot of shit that me now just can't do. But I mean, I've said it several times before, like, younger me tolerated shit that older me would just call erectile dysfunction today. Like, there's no way I could convince my dick to get up these days for some of the shit I would put up with back in the day.
And I'm glad he said that. I'm glad you took me there because, see, now here's the change. Because as an older man, even before I dated my wife, once I got past that particular woman that was the pinnacle of Captain Save-A-Ho, trying to find approval from somebody who didn't deserve my approval, why am I looking for approval for somebody who ain't shit? For real. And so I'm like, okay, once I got over that hump, I was someone else. So now I am listening. This is really key for me. I don't know about the rest of y'all. Y'all like being who you are, and that's great. I like improving. So now when I hear a woman talk, I am listening to everything she says. If you lead with, I used to suck dick randomly, yeah, we're not dating. If you lead with, I slapped this heifer because of whatever, yeah, we're not dating. If you lead with, I just want to have fun, yeah, I want a relationship, deuces. If you lead with anything I don't like, if you lead with a body I don't like, but you don't know how to present it, if you lead with anything, you are not eligible to be talking to me. Not ever. Because you are not worth my time. Because, women have the game on lockdown. They will judge you based on what you are doing now, what you have done, and what they think you'll do in the future. Men don't think that way because we feel like we're not allowed to. Well, guess what, gents? You're allowed to. Now, you don't have to say it out loud. You don't have to walk up to a woman and be like, no, I'm good. If I want a trick, I'm gonna get a trick. I don't need a woman disguised as, someone chaste, but she a trick. You don't have to say that. But you can think it and you cannot call. I'm telling you right now, there are women that say things just like talking and I'm overhearing. And it's like, I would never, I told a woman that, like the week before last, I was like, if my wife died, there's no way in the world I'd ever date again. Not ever. Because ain't nothing out there worth it. Y'all are mean. You cost a whole lot of things that you never reciprocate. You don't even know how to reciprocate. You're not responsible for anything.
I started laughing because I thought you were just going to say you cost, period. Like, I didn't think you were going to even explain that. Just you cost.
What? I could have just made that a period because that's true. You tell me, man. Look, man, I love my wife, bro. But if you think every woman has tangible value, you're an idiot. They don't. They have things they want for themselves. And of course, they're a child of God because God made you. Outside of those things, do you think they have real value? And if you say yes, shut the fuck up. They don't. And when I say that, what I mean is In a relationship with a dude, a woman seems as though her only goal is to get everything that she wants for her or hers, and without having to give anything or just give what she's comfortable giving you. That in and of itself, it can't sustain a relationship. I keep telling you, if you are not willing to die of yourself for the person you love, you will never succeed, ever. So if you're not willing to do what I need you to do, when I need you to do it, then what value do you have? You have none. So again, if I'm sitting across the table from you, or if I'm looking at you and listening to you because I'm interested, and yes, I'm saying it, the only reason I'm interested in you is because you look a certain way. I said it. I don't really care if you're mad. Because if you walk in, your ass is like real and it's fat, I'm interested. If you walk in and you got a flat ass, but you present it well, I'm interested. Don't really give a fuck about if you're mad about that. Yeah, I said something about a woman's physique and her physical qualities.
But
don't really care right now.
Why should you apologize for that? I can't see your personality from across the room.
Hey, it's a rule.
I ain't never seen nobody be like, yo, hey man, I bet she has a great spirit. You know what I'm saying? Like, ooh, she look like she'll treat your boy right from across the street.
No, she looks like she looks like she gets my dick hard. If you walk in the room and I'm 56 years old and you get my dick hard, yeah, I'm interested. Just saying. And like I said, sorry I broke the rule, don't really care. If Karen's listening to this right now, I'm so sorry, love you, cuz. But what I'm saying is my truth, you'll be fine. So all I'm saying to you now is, once you walk into the room, if you don't have a body and you present it well, I'm interested. If you have a body and it's like, whoa, I'm interested. But as soon as you come out your mouth, the first thing that you say that's wrong in my world, because I'm gonna live in a vacuum too. In my world, yeah, you're a piece of shit. No, you don't have any value. You're good. I'm good. I'm good. You know what? I'm gonna get you that drink and then I'm deuces. I'm out. Or, yeah, my grandma's sick, I gotta go. Or, you know, I just got a call from my mom. But you say your mom was dead? Yeah, I just got a call from my mom, I gotta go. Because you're a piece of shit. And the reason why I'm saying these words this harshly is because I didn't lead with it, but I said early on that women have this game on lockdown. And they are doing this to us constantly, and we're supposed to not do it to them. Well, that's some bullshit your mama taught you. Because your mom's a woman too. And she's going to side with her gender. It's not malicious, it's a natural thing. Until you bring home a woman she don't like, then she's telling you all kinds of truth. So again, I love my mom, but she told me some shit about herself that was foul. It's like she taught me to be a certain way, and the first girl I brought home she ain't like, she had all kinds of shit to say. I'm gonna get you for real? Wait a minute. And then when I said it, I hate women. So that's Ann Riddick for you. And that's everybody's mom. I get that. But what I'm telling you right now is this. If you are dating or want to date a woman and you're talking to her in the talking phase, right? You're getting to know each other. And she says 5 things out of her mouth and 4 of them are like asshole-ish, then it's probably time for you to go. It's probably time for you to go. Because you're going to offer her things that you are almost bound by law to do. She has to do nothing for you. Nothing. You could put her in a situation that is optimal for her and her family, depending on the level of wealth you have. She ain't got to suck your dick. Dick sucking should be part of the damn contract, unspoken. But motherfuckers out here trying to get it on her birthday and barely get that. Really, bro? And then they mad because you're whacking off the porn. Go fuck yourself. So, if you say shit that's not cool, it's not fucking cool. And I don't want to date you. I don't want to see you ever again. And you're probably not good enough looking to start with. I'm giving you a pass. Because there's only a handful of women that walk into a room that's like, oh shit. The rest of y'all, you're struggling. So there it is for me. Because when you put that question up there, I was like, oof. I'm gonna eat this up. So that's my whole thing.
So, first of all, hi, Nikki. I'll get to you in a second. KB Yako and I be thinking the same stuff, man. Because halfway through that, I was like, man, every other time, man, we be having the hey ladies out the blue. And like, that, yeah, AG going in today. Got a phone say ladies. So then I thought to myself, completely bypassing this for a second, man, I'm just thinking about the top 5 times that AG has gone off. And I mean, this is a good, Moby, this is a good second, man. Other than that Tyler Perry shit. Like that Tyler Perry shit.
Hey, bro, look, man. My mom taught me a long time ago when she was cooking in the kitchen that I need to stay out that motherfucker. So AG was cooking, so I was just over here like, hey, whatever, bro. Like, hey, I'm out the way.
Stay here, man. You know. And so, yeah, man. Like,
And there's a comment already on there based on what I was just saying.
I'm getting that. I had to go in reverse order because some things need to be said first. Of course, Brett was like, no lies detected. I mean, first of all, welcome back, Nikki. We ain't seen you in a minute. And Nikki comes, are you saying that you value a woman based on her conditionally relationship with you? And I'm going to let you answer that question.
Absolutely. It like I said before, when you're Captain Save-A-Ho, I absolutely don't expect anything from you. Well, what I'm actually saying is I expect you to treat me like a human fucking being, is what I expect. And if you can do that, then you're golden. I'm gonna give you the skin off my back. This is gonna be like Hannibal Lecter in this motherfucker. If you can do that, we're golden. But you know what women can't do? Treat me like a human fucking being. There's a handful of women that get that. There's a handful of women that understand that what they receive for what they have to give is like 10 to 1. If you can do one cool thing a week, you can make a dude last all month. The ratio is way too high for women to be fucked up like they are. Man, I'm telling you. The only reason I'm married now, it took me 45 years to get married, okay? Let's put that out there. The only reason that this is getting done with me now is because I finally found somebody that does it naturally. And that's what you really want to do because, see, that skill you can't teach. You can't teach fast. Either you're fast or you're not. Off the truck, either you run a good lap or you don't. Otherwise, you just like out back. And these women out here can run a lap that's slow and doesn't even qualify, yet they got sponsorship. How the fuck does that happen? So again, I hear where Nikki's coming from. And that's seems to be a visceral reaction with women. But at some point, it has to be reciprocal. And if you can't do those things, you're telling me, you are telling me out of your mouth what you're going to do. Captain Save-A-Ho was like, yeah, never mind, I'm good. Can I buy you a diamond ring? Can I give you a whole life for free? Meanwhile, while I'm doing this, you don't even respect me. Because I'm a pushover. Get the fuck out of here. No, man. She can say anything she wants to. Because until I hear a woman live up to what I need her to live up to, just like when she's listening to me, I have to live up to what she thinks I should live up to, then we're not having a conversation after that. And that's the difference. Men are taught to stuff their feelings down, even if it will kill them. Women expect it, and we give it to them. Like Moby says all the time. Could you imagine a world where men had, I was thinking about this today. Could you imagine a world where men actually had self-control? Women would shrivel up and fucking die. Say I'm wrong. I'm still trying to find a lie coming out of the sky. Can you find one? Exactly. Think about it. If men, like Moby said, like about 3 months ago, if men could actually have self-control, a woman walks into a room naked and no one does anything but mind their business. The leverage is gone. The leverage is gone. If your woman is trying to get you, if your wife is trying to get you to do something that is unhealthy in some way, detrimental in some way, and you looked at her and said, are you crazy? No, bye. What would the world look like? And all I'm doing, only thing I'm copying to.
There would be 8 billion of us walking around this motherfucking planet. I guarantee that.
Exactly. But again, what if pussy wasn't what if you just didn't, it's like whatever, it's fine. You wonder why I keep saying porn has value. You don't want a woman, man.
If
Look,
it didn't have value, it wouldn't exist.
exactly. And you know, and a lot of times, what porn is to me is the presentation your husband asked you for that you was too good to do. I'm not saying it's all of it, but for me, that's exactly what it is. Look, man, if a woman comes to you and she says all the things and proves that she's all the things that you want, that's the one you want. Because a lot of these women out here want something for free. They want to be able to never have to change, meanwhile controlling you and changing you to fit their narrative, and then disrespect you because you're weak because you let them control you. Can you find a win in that? I can't. So reputation absolutely matters. If you meet a woman that you already know and her reputation is what I just said, no. Go home and whack off. Get it off your chest. Because that is not the woman for you. And again, as a person who was wildly disrespected because I allowed it, I'm telling you, reputation fucking matters. If she's showing you shit, believe her. Because she's gonna develop a reputation with you too. And if that shit starts matching, you already know. You already know. I am saying to men, take the bag of tricks women have and use it to your advantage also. It shouldn't be any different. You should be able to look at a woman and go, damn, nah, I'm good. You don't have to say it out loud, just say it quietly. Say it to yourself and keep it moving. It absolutely matters.
You gotta have that Richard
matters.
Pryor moment. You gotta be willing to say that's some pussy you can keep.
You can keep.
Some pussy you can keep.
Oh,
That's
all
right.
I can tell, all I see is the T-Rex behind Mo B, just like giving you the Kevin Hart joint. And it's like, you right, bro. Like, really? Hey, I mean, Nikki even said, you're right about it being mutual. Being treated well shouldn't be one-sided. Shit. I don't know what to say. That's some truthfulness I ain't never seen before. So,
I'm just saying, man. I mean, hey, as I'm telling you right now, if you don't have backbone, she won't respect you. Even though women want to do with no backbone. No, they don't want that. They don't want a nice guy. They want a good guy. There's a difference.
good to them. Mo B, man. I mean,
Hey man, I ain't got shit, bro. Like, hey, we good.
Come on, man. I know you got something,
grown
man.
for business, man. That shit. I mean, I already spoke my piece. Like the reputation thing, man. Like I know when I younger me, reputation wasn't as big of a deal. Like I mean, I know most guys feel like the woman they're with is a representation of who they are. So that's why, you know, women are always like, why are guys so worried about my body count? I mean, that's generally why, because your body count like shows kind of who you are. If you was out here fucking the streets, that's repeated trend. And honestly, as a semi-regulated and grounded individual, I don't feel like I got the dick that's gonna save your life. So if you out here for the streets, like I don't feel like my dick's gonna change your mind.
Intro number one.
that's hilarious.
Just saying.
That's
I'm just
hilarious.
saying, look, at the end of the day, most guys are driven by ego. So yes, in my head, I have said lots of shit that I knew wasn't true. You know what I'm saying? I've said lots of times when I see a fine woman with a dude and I'm trying to figure out how that happened, I'm like, that nigga ain't hitting it right. And am I saying that I could? In my head, I'm thinking it, but like realistically, if I'm sitting in a room alone and I gotta be at one with my own thoughts, nah, man, my dick ain't changing nobody's mind, man. Like, it is what it is, man. That's it. Who you are is who you are. And that's what it is. Like, I mean, now I think in these days, and I think a lot of it has to do with social media and then just the way everything is presented in public so loudly now. Reputation is way different than it was than when the three of us were like really out here trying to get it in. Like, I mean,
Was it different though, or was it just quieter?
that's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know,
Okay, I see. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay.
like, you know, I didn't have to know that the girl I was hollering at had an OnlyFans page and had 12,000 male followers on IG. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have to know that. I mean, I wasn't an idiot. I knew she was fine, and I didn't think I wasn't the only nigga that thought she was fine. But it's something about having like actual numbers and context to it that just, you know, it changes shit. And then, Ruben, was I with you when they were talking about all those OnlyFans statistics, where they were just like 60% of all the OnlyFans pages are consumed by white married men? That's crazy. And they said, I think women between the ages of 19 and 35, they said nearly 65% of them have said that they either had an OnlyFans page or had thought about having an OnlyFans page. That's wild to me. And here's the thing, this ain't coming from a place of judgment. Hey man, if you want an OnlyFans page, I don't give two fucks or biscuit. Like, none of it. I don't care. But
Not the
it's just,
biscuit, man. Not the biscuit.
I mean, I'm just saying.
We can't have the biscuit.
I'm just saying. I just think like as a guy, that feels weird because like I can't imagine. I mean, just 20 years ago, I couldn't imagine a statistic being that large about women like proactively advertising themselves as selling certain content for money. Now, my uncle will tell me that all women are selling it, period, point blank, end of story, hard stop. He just says they just advertise it differently. And the older I
Is he
get,
wrong?
the more I realize, I mean, this wasn't the ramblings of a bitter man. This is a ramblings of a motherfucker that was low-key genius. Like, he just, like, I just hadn't put all the shit in context yet.
Wait a minute. This wasn't the ramblings of a bitter man.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
I'm just saying, when you younger and somebody tries to give you, what was Bomani Jones call it, some true game? When you a young man and some older dude tries to give you some true game, yo, you naturally it's like, hey man, this bitter old dude don't know what you talk about. And then the older you get, you realize, oh man, that motherfucker was on it. Like, he just, there's no truer game that I've ever been given than some of the stuff that Uncle Junior told me when he shouldn't have been telling 14-year-old me any of this shit.
Just trying to help you out, bro. Trying to help you out.
I mean, once again, it was never malicious. It was never like he wasn't somebody that like I'd be like, oh, he hates women. Like, no, this was just a dude that understood the game and was like, hey, this is the game. If you play it well, it works out. If you don't, you get played, and that's it. That's just what it is, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, AG, you was cooking, bro. Like, I just, I got nothing, bro.
Thank you for that.
And I was interested in Nikki's comment, like the conditionally part, because I'm just like, bro, as a man, I know I'm only loved conditionally. There's nobody in my life that loves me unconditionally. Like, truly, my kids don't even fucking love me unconditionally. They be like, Dad, can I get some shit? And if I say no, they're like, hey, you punk ass bitch. Like, I mean, they still love me, but I mean, look, in that moment, there's some conditions. You know what I'm saying? There are some conditions.
Hence how you got your crew.
It never stops playing itself out. And that's what I was talking about. We aren't allowed to make a woman's, we're not allowed to make a woman conditional. We're not allowed. That is not what we're taught. Not one time has my mom just talking to me. She never said, hey, watch out for yourself.
Nikki, you that's some true game right there.
Yeah.
Hey, look, man. Pimp C, who I like to think a part of him raised me when I was younger. He said pimping ain't dead, it just moved to the web. And he said that shit like 25 years ago.
He sure did.
So he was ahead of the game. So like, yeah, man, like what they say, when all else fails, pussy always sells. Like it's just
That's
I tell my wife that every week. I tell my wife
what they
that.
call the oldest profession?
Yeah, there's a reason
that
for
stock never goes down.
it. No, I told my wife that today. I said, baby, you've been married to me for 10 years. You know what? You already know what's
All right,
undefeated.
Ruben. I wouldn't say the stock don't go down, Ruben. The market gets flooded. I'm just saying, but there's people always buying stocks though. You know what I'm saying?
Nobody
Even
loses money on this shit.
Nobody hardly ever
Yeah,
sells,
yeah.
though, is what he's saying.
Nobody loses money on
Nobody's dumping that stock,
Yeah.
bro. Nobody.
So Nikki says they took the old statement, "You what your mama gave you," to heart. They just moved out of the strip clubs to the internet with more reach and better payout, and that's 100% true.
And they get to like, yo, the brilliance of the internet. And this is not me judging, so please do not come for me. But the brilliant thing about OnlyFans is it allows women to sell themselves and still try to convince you that they're not. Because they can say, I don't do meetups and I don't actually talk to anybody up here, and you know, you can't pay to fuck me. But I mean, you're still selling it. Like, just, I mean, I get it. It's a technicality. And
The
look,
thoughts of it.
whatever makes you able to sleep at night. Because I'm not judging in the first place. I don't like, as to me, I don't think you're any better than the chick on the corner selling it. I don't think you're any worse, and I don't think there's anything wrong with either one of you. Hey, it's not my life. I don't know your story. I don't know your situation. But don't try to guilt me when I be like, oh, you an OnlyFans chick. I don't think I'm cool with that. And make me feel bad like I'm judging you. No, I'm not judging you. I'm judging myself. I'm saying myself personally can't pay for it. And I don't necessarily want to also know that other dudes is paying for it to see. Like, that's, look, I'm not naive. I realize that if you meeting me today, there's chance that, and we both adults and we have been adults for a long time, there's a good chance that there's some other people who have seen you naked. There's probably some dicks that have been up in you. I don't necessarily care to know about any of them. However, I also don't want to know that there are proactively some 20,000 people who are beating off to you right now while I'm on a date with you at fucking Cheesecake Factory. Like, I'm just saying that's just me.
Oh yeah, I don't want to interrupt anybody, but I am. Shout out to your hat, Mo. The glare is taken away from it because you really can't see it, but it does say U.S. stops in. There it is, and the image in the background is a peach for Georgia.
Yeah.
I had to say it because I don't think people really saw it, and you didn't say anything about it, so I just had to say that.
So Brent I learned the game at VCU. Women broke down everything. Men that they like, that they hate, and what they wish we do. I'm sitting here with 15 women and I took notes. I became a villain. I mean, because when you know the game, then you know how it works. Hence why that, was it? What's that that's Perry movie? Steve Harvey movie.
Think like a man.
Oh my goodness.
Think like a man, act like
Think like a man.
There you
Think
go.
like a man.
There you
yeah.
go.
I mean, that was the whole purpose of that movie. Nikki's giving us some numbers. Bad Baby made $1 million when she turned 18. I mean, once again, old white dude.
I can't be mad at
Hey,
it.
and nobody up here is mad about it.
Nah.
It is what it is.
No,
Members of the
porn serves a purpose.
members of the Bop House are clearing $7 million a month. I don't know
crazy,
any of those
man.
members of the Bop House, and awesome. Hey, look. When it's all said and done, when you can sell it and nobody can touch it, that's how you know you're really selling it. Like,
Hey,
you really
bro,
doing some shit. I ain't mad at you.
the hustle is real, man. Like,
Yeah, back in the day, you had to give it. Now
I'm
you
just
gotta give a
saying,
picture of
man.
it.
Like, the hustle is real, man. I just realized when a girl that I've known since middle school referred to me as a fan on her social media, I just realized I was checked out. Like, I ain't your fan. Like, I don't subscribe to shit you do. Like, and then she got mad at me. Like, why you don't subscribe to my? Why the fuck would I want to subscribe to your page? Like, I knew you when you ain't had no titties. Like, what are we doing?
And who's cooking now? Just saying.
So I looked at this question, and I thought of myself, and I was just like, well, back to the day, very, very true. I mean, I was not Captain Saberho, but I also had this thing called morals.
I'm gonna stop you right there.
Yes.
I'm willing to go out on a limb and say almost every guy at some point in time in their life has been a Captain Saberho. You might have not done it consistently. You might have not did it all the time. But if you think real hard, you can find one moment where you was like, oh yeah, I wore the cape for that bitch. And there was no reason I should have done it. And I'm saying you live and you learn. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying every dude, but I'm saying I'm willing to go out on a limb that most dudes have. Just like most dudes have at least bagged one ugly chick. If you're lucky, nobody knows about it, and you don't have to ever claim them. But most dudes have had that Tuesday night where it was like, hey man, I had to call in the bullpen, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, the starter didn't have it tonight.
And I mean, hey, same thing with women. I know they've taken some questionable penis, at least once in their life. They don't talk about it because they don't want their friends to know.
First of all, nobody wants your friends to know. Nobody wants their friends to know. That's why when we had a roommate who had the ugly chick while we were there, we was like, bro, no, bro. We are supposed to never know about this chick. Never. Like, I need to be able to look Jesus dead in the face and be like, I ain't never, ever seen my man with something that looked like that, bro. Like, never.
The gorilla, man. That's all I'm saying.
I need the highest level of plausible deniability.
And we didn't get that. And I'm mad to this day about that shit. Because he broke the plausible deniability code, man. Yeah.
Cause I'm telling you, look, and Brent, you're right. Only one. I'm probably lowballing it, but what I'm saying is everybody at least got one.
I think if you ask him more questions,
I mean, I got at least none of your goddamn business, but.
But nah, so like, it's interesting, right? Because back when I was much younger, yeah, man, I had this shit called morals. If she was questionable by any means, nope. I was pure the driven snow. I gotta bring some chick home that my family would be whatever. Now, at this day and age, I would say shit's a little different. Now, once again, there are levels to this, However, I would say that, if you got some questionable in your legend, as long as they got shit to do with me, maybe I'll think about it. If I don't think I'll ever meet anybody who has an OnlyFans account. If you do, that's a whole bunch of none of my goddamn business. Because it ain't my money, So, I mean, I'm kind of just like, at this age of my life, I mean, what? I believe that everybody has a past. And as long as that past don't end up on my doorstep, we good. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way I feel about it now. So yeah, like, now, with that being said, as Moby just finished saying, every woman isn't a take to your family woman. Some women are just for you and nobody else.
Hey, look, man, the song was treat her like a lady. And yo, no. Here's the thing. About hit you with some true game that my Uncle Junior told me. Some true game. True fucking game. He said, yes, treat her like a lady. But ain't nobody said you had to treat her like she was your lady.
Exactly.
Intro number 4.
So, I mean, look, man. Look. My hope in life is before I go to the next plane of existence that, you know, maybe I'll do some more questionable things in my life. I mean, because I'm a little free and I ain't married. As far as I know, I ain't got no kids. And yeah, so like.
That far as you know comment is always funny. Far as I know, I ain't got no kids.
Once again.
Well, actually, it's kind of legit because women don't have to tell you anything.
Exactly. That's what it's just wild to say. Like, as far as I know.
Hey, man. As far as I know.
Once again, laws don't appear on my doorstep.
It doesn't exist. Absolutely. I agree.
And that's just, you know. So, yeah, man, like, I'm not saying everybody's fair game. I'm just saying that everybody ain't for everybody else's public consumption. And that's just how I feel about it. So, yeah.
Can I ask y'all a quick follow-up question to the topic at hand?
Sure.
What was y'all's barometer? Like, you know, what was y'all's line for like the deal breaker back in the day? Because even though we can all say we've had our saving days, we still probably had at least something that we was like, nah, that's a no can do right there.
So I'll go first. Like, not really, man, for me, until I was like 22. I mean, yeah, man. I don't bring nothing. I didn't mess with anyone I would say was questionable. Much less.
I mean, but questionable like how? Like,
I mean, anything. Like if their public persona had issues, nah, man. That's just how I was back then. Because, you know, I was that dude back in the day who thought I was gonna be pure as a driven snow until I was married and shit. And that ended. You know, and when that ended,
it ended, you know what I'm saying?
That ended.
Yeah. I realized
it didn't happen.
I just realized, you know what? This whole wait for marriage shit, that's cool for some people. And it was cool for me until it won't. I mean, that's just what it was. I mean,
it was cool for me
till it won't. I mean,
intro number 5.
So, I mean, that's just, yeah, man. I mean, but nah.
I'm gonna give you some shine, Ruben. That's the intro, man. It was cool for me until it won't.
I mean, you know, like, I mean, I was a dude who never got in trouble for shit. Like, people knew me, but they didn't. It won't ever a situation where it's like, yo, man, Ruben doing that dirty shit. Everybody be like, please, Ruben ain't doing shit. Because Ruben won't doing shit. That's just how it was.
Oh, I thought you just had everybody fooled. I was about to say, my guy. That's what I'm talking about.
Nah, man. Nah, I'm not even gonna try to lie on that. But once again, I was about that life till I won't. And when I decided I didn't want to be about that life no more, I won't. And I moved on. So yeah, my standards were high, man. Like, if you want good enough for me to bring home, you want good enough for me to mess with you. That's just what it was. I mean, good, bad, or indifferent.
I never got that.
I mean, yeah, I gotta say, man, like you definitely at the high ground on this show right here when it comes to that. Like,
and then it was, that shit was over when it was.
I don't know if I ever had a chance to get a threshold, but I will say this. Usually when they played one too many games, usually that move was, I want to break up with you. Because I took it to heart. I didn't take it as a game. I didn't know I was playing a game. So for me, once you say that, my instincts to respect you and all of your decisions kicked in. So then I would stop calling because you asked me to not call you because the relationship has come to a conclusion. And then a week later, you're all up on my phone. I'm like, what? I didn't really understand there was a game being played.
You were supposed to, you know,
I didn't know that.
Actually wanted to stay.
And I hook, line, and sinker, sir. I didn't understand there was a game being played. I thought everybody was being honest. I was Captain Save-A-Ho. I had a Fortress of Solitude, sir. Had it all.
Hey,
I was wearing capes for everybody.
Brent just put his 3 rules. Like, he just had like 3 rules up there, straight up.
If my boy wanted her, if she knew I wanted a boyfriend, STI.
Yeah, so
Okay,
basically, if
what's
my
STI?
boy, if his homeboy wanted to smash, can't do it. If she wanted a relationship, can't do it. And I mean, if she, was out here giving.
Okay.
Yeah, man. You gotta be willing.
That'll clear a lot of things.
I mean,
you
yeah,
gotta be willing to take that penicillin shot, bro. I can't take it because I'll blow up. I'm allergic to penicillin shots. So like that's.
Are you really?
I'm literally.
Hey, I think I'm allergic to penicillin too. So like,
So I was questionable, man. That's
like
what
I
I'm
don't even
saying.
know what my reaction to penicillin is. I just know I've been programmed to say it since I was a kid. Because every time I go to the hospital, like, what's you allergic to penicillin? What's your reaction? I don't know. They just been telling me since I was a kid, and I ain't trying to find out. You know what I'm saying? Like, once it's established that I'm allergic to it, I just don't want it. We good. But I mean,
I can take it by mouth, just not by shot. Weird.
yo, so
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
Yeah, there's difference.
I
didn't know
I
there
thought
was
if you took it
difference.
at all.
Yeah, like so. I guess when it touched my skin, it flared up. So I had to take penicillin orally.
I never even knew that.
I was 0 years old when I figured that out. I didn't know.
Yeah.
For real. I never knew. I thought if it was in your body,
That's what I
it would.
Well, it's all about getting there. They learned earlier at my age that getting there through a shot form won't move.
Understood.
I mean, I guess I got lucky as far as having a barometer when I was younger, because I was not like Ruben as far as the innocent, pure driven. I wasn't, but I was really, 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 really good about not being very public. And luckily, my right when I was entering the fuck years in high school, I was lucky enough to have my barometer move closer to me, and my barometer was my cousin. So when E came to the city, it was real easy for me to establish my line, because basically it was like, if you would do anything with E, I don't want you. And here's the thing, it has nothing to do with like me like dissing him. It's just like there's a particular personality trait that me and E are completely different about, and I'm just like, hey, if you want to be with E, if you want to do stuff with E, you here for the show, you here for the glamour, you here for the recognition. I ain't the one for you. You know what I'm saying? Like I ain't gonna give you no cool story afterwards, nothing. So basically, it's like, if I was lucky enough to be around somebody like that was real close to me, that we could walk into a room, and if there were girls around and we started talking, whichever female was paying him the most attention, that eliminated the pool for me. That means I know I'm not trying to talk to you. I'm trying to talk to your quiet friend. And I had to later explain to him, like, hey, man, you was out here talking to all these loud chicks that you was convincing to do wild shit. I was talking to quiet chicks that couldn't wait to do it. Like, it just, I guess I got lucky that my personality was good for that. But yeah, so my line had nothing to do with my own personal standards, which makes me sound real fucking dirty. But really, it was just like, oh, do you like my cousin? Oh, he's not your type? Cool. Come on through. We good.
But how is that dirty? How does that make you look?
See,
I
here's
think
the
it's a
thing.
smart
When I
move.
say that, people's like, oh, so what you saying about your cousin? I ain't got nothing to say about him. Like, he was straightforward. Like, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying?
It sounds like you might, some people who don't know E may be like, yo, man, what, your cousin was a hoe or something? And you ain't
I mean, hold on.
I mean, that's what they were saying. That's what they were saying.
Deacon Betts won't always Deacon Betts. I mean, and he'll be the first to
giving out
tell you
names
that.
to not protect the innocent.
Like, look, he been on the show before.
Yeah, we all know who he is. If you've listened to this show at all, you know
Yeah,
who
he been
is.
on the show before, and like I said, Deacon Betts won't always Deacon Betts. I'm just saying. So I'm just saying, like he had an image to uphold, a bit of a reputation.
I mean,
I cannot confirm nor deny any of the allegations in question. I'm simply saying I wasn't there. I was at another family barbecue. So I can't say family barbecue because he's my cousin. So I was at a different family barbecue. Wow.
I mean, I agree with Ruben. It does sound like shots fired.
Once again, that's why I explained it. Like, no, it had nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
It was more about like we had very clashing personalities. Like E could be the center of attention and be perfectly cool with that.
You are not.
I ain't want nothing to do with that. Not at all. And like, as much as I used to be bitter about like all of a sudden becoming his cousin, even though like I had been there for years, and then I was introducing people, and then like 2 weeks later I became his cousin. When I was like, bitch, I've known you for 6 years. How did I become his cousin? Like.
Hey, Ruben, he say he ain't bitter, but he keep
once
talking
again,
about
I'm bitter about that. I am bitter about that.
I mean,
I think he brings it up once every
Once
year.
again, because that shit was trying to look, yo, I'm gonna go right into it. Ruben, you ain't even gotta ask me what's on my mind. I'm gonna tell you, my kids. My kids are on my mind because I realized that the apple does not fall far from the tree. Because both of my kids have so much of me in them, and it sucks for them. Like it just like it sucks for them. Like,
how's it suck for them?
Are there some good things that come with it? Absolutely. But there's some things. There's some things that I'm like, when they start talking, I'm just like, oh, you're too much like me in this sense. So both of my kids this weekend were in a poetry slam competition. I think it's dope that their school does it. Kira's actually been in, it used to just be a poetry slam where they just did it. This is the first year they made it a competition. And Kira actually won it. And I mean, her shit was dope. Now, my youngest daughter, Cadence, she made it to the finals as well. And her first poem, I thought was the dopest shit said all night. Not necessarily just because of how it was written, but because of what she wrote actually playing out in real time, right in front of everybody, and nobody even realizing that. So her first poem was basically about being in her sister's shadow. And she basically was complimenting her sister, like, hey, she's awesome. She's always in the light. But she was like, I wish people could see me in the shadow. Like, I wish people, like, that's the whole theme of her poem. Like, just, I'm tired of being in this chick's background. And then Kira wins the competition. Everybody's like flooding her, telling how great she is. And I see her walk up. I'm just like, yeah, that's dope. Your shit played out in real fucking time, right in front of us, and nobody even. And she was like, yeah, we already knew she was gonna win. She's like, I already knew she was gonna win. So I wrote this shit because I knew she was gonna win. And I'm just like, man. And in that moment, I was looking at her and I felt like I was looking at myself, and Kira was my cousin. I was like, you are me right now. And then Kira's winning poem was called Enough. And basically she had a very, very catchy hook to it. And she said, it's difficult being the whitest black girl. And she was talking about all the things that I've talked about, like the music she likes, the way she talks, the way she acts. And I'm just like, yo, trust me, I have been that, not necessarily in the ways that you're talking about, but yeah, I remember going to a school where I was one of the only black people in the school, and all the white people saying I talked funny because I would use a slang reference. And then I go to my cousin's house and all of them would say I talk like the white people. And I'm just like, damn, I don't have any place where I can talk and be a part of it. So I coined the phrase when I was younger. I actually have a poem that I did when I was younger called Pro-Black. And everybody was, when you hear pro-black, you think Black Power Fist, pro-black. And I'm like, no. I learned how to be pro-black. Like, I learned how to be a professional black person because I had to learn the rules of being black when you're light skinned with freckles and red hair. So I had to be pro-black. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was blacker than you. That's why I always tell people I was the dark skinned person, because like, hey, in black vernacular, when you say things twice, that has more power. Like when you say, "Oh, you mad," or so I had to tell people I was black 3 different times, because people would be like, "Hey, cause you mixed." Nah, I'm not mixed. Oh, so both your parents black? Yeah. So you mean your mom and your dad black? Yeah. I just told you I was black 3 different ways, bitch. Like, so I'm blacker than you now.
I remember those days.
Yeah, I mean, so it's crazy that at an early age, the only group of people that readily identified me as black were the police. I'm just saying, because I ain't never been described as 6'3", 250-pound mixed individual. So I'm sorry I laughed. I'm so sorry. I'm just saying. So like 5'0", 12, Popo.
One time.
Is it weird that they the only ones that consider me a real nigga?
I mean, we kind of did it to Obama too. So I mean,
well, no, it's the light skin plight to everybody, but it's weird for my daughter to feel that way, because I mean, she's not light skinned.
No.
She does not have red hair and freckles.
Not even close.
I mean, she's got thick, matted, locked hair, brown skin, but she's like, yeah, it's tough being the whitest black girl.
I mean, hey.
But yeah, so that's what's on my mind, man. Like my kids, I'm looking at them Friday and I'm just like, man, like there's so much of me in y'all, which sucks because I want to be the one to give y'all true game, but I'm also your dad. So that just means I'm an old nigga that don't understand.
No, man, it's kind of hard. 2 things can't be true this time.
I'm just saying, like, I mean, but as a kid, you don't ever want to be lectured by your parents about, trying to say, hey, I understand, I've been there before, because, every teenager thinks what they're going through is exclusive to them. Like, you don't understand. It's different. Why? Because you're a teenager? Like, I've never been a teenager before. Like, nothing new under the sun, really. Man. Nothing new under the sun.
All right. AD, what's on your mind?
NIL, man. Let these kids make this money without you shaming them for making the money until you pay this bill of nearly a century of making billions off the backs of kids for free. Now, the system might be broken. The system might be a whole lot of things. But the kind of comments that I hear grown people making publicly on large platforms does not make sense to me. Because I feel like if they're the machine that generates this money, then why should a few million bother you? But apparently it does. And if you want certain things to happen to control the system, which is fine by me, what's taking you so long to implement these things? So these are one of those times, man, where grown people I just feel like they're uncomfortable having to give away any power at all. And I can't even really call it power. It's a few $1 million. So either fix your system or just shut the fuck up about it. Because I find it hard that a coach can make millions of dollars, be able to take any job he wants to and complain about a child doing the same thing. Y'all are the same people, as far as I'm concerned. So fix your system. Or just shut the fuck up.
I mean, when you're a coach, you're essentially a CEO of a $1 million business. Turnover happens, man. Deal with it.
Well, apparently they don't want to.
The turnover happens, man. Like,
because you can't tell. Because I told Malorne this morning, she got me heated about something she said that's going on in Tennessee, and I'm like, first of all, when grown people come out their mouth crazy, I feel like every time, 10 times out of 10, is because no one has got them on lockdown. And I said, imagine this. If a coach couldn't leave a job except every 4 years after he's done with a recruiting class cycle. If your favorite job comes up in year 3, you're sorry for your luck. Because that's what you've been doing to these kids and worse forever. You control their lives. because they want a future, whether that's academic or whether that's sports or whether it's both. You control their lives in a way in which is unhealthy. It's far beyond the scholarship that was given. And on top of that, people don't know this, but a lot of scholarships are 1 year at a time. You don't get a 4-year scholarship. I'm not saying they don't exist, but a lot of them are 1 year at a time where you have to re-up every year.
Yeah, all the basketball and football scholarships people get, those are 1-year deals, buddy.
Exactly. Have you heard Stephen A. Smith or any one of the other these talking heads say that? No, you have not. I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Nick Saban, but he needs to shut the fuck up. Because you were the head, like Moby said, you were the CEO of a machine. How in the world you come out your mouth like this? Now, if there's a particular thing that you would like to see change, sure. But you have to balance this equation. Because coaches getting shoe deals, coaches getting big salaries and all that, and then talking to a kid like he doesn't deserve to get paid when he's actually the reason why you get paid, makes no sense to me. So shut the fuck up and fix your system. Because what you're doing now is disrespectful, and it's just like you're letting people understand, well, not a lot of people, but you're letting some people understand that this is actually a slavery model. Even though there are white kids, involved, I get that. But this is actually a slavery model that you've been perpetrating for more than a century. So stop it, do better. I know you're not, but I gotta say it. Stop it, do better. That's what's on my mind.
Cool. Before I get into what's on my mind, a couple shout outs here. Yes, Nikki, there are many more medications that you can be given other than penicillin. I just don't know what they are, other than basic stuff. And of course, Brent prefers oral over penetration. Yeah, okay. I got
I read that. I had to stop myself from laughing.
Saying, that's all there too.
I got your joke.
Kind of got you there.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes you take that L every now and then. And then apparently...
is that an L? I mean, look, if you prefer oral, man, that's your prerogative, man. Like this.
Why do you do that, Steve?
I got nothing to say. So, and then, apparently we were talking about his dad, Deacon Malone, and they called him Pretty Ricky back in the day. So, I mean,
Everybody, my dad's got a double life.
I would say,
it's all good.
What did Patrice O'Neal, comedian, say? He said, "Hey man, most men ain't ready to get married till you've done your fair share of womanizing."
I mean,
is he wrong? Is he wrong?
And coming to America, they what it costs sowing your royal oats.
Yeah,
there you go.
Right. So, what's on my mind today? Before the show, watched a little Undercover Brother. First of all, the original is awesome. The sequel should not be watched by anyone ever.
They made
there's a sequel? When was this?
God bless America. Don't do it to yourself.
Is Eddie Johnson, Eddie Griffin in this?
Nope.
Oh, no. I don't
so they made a sequel without him?
Yep.
But he is Undercover Brother.
Michael Jai White plays Undercover Brother. Gary Owens in it. It's just bad.
Why? Just why?
I mean, you know what? I was, back. I also, not today.
Hold on. Did you watch it all though?
The sequel?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it. Yes, I didn't watch it today. No.
Okay, no. I'm just saying you do have a tendency to say stuff's bad when you ain't even seen it.
No, that shit's horrible.
Okay, all right. Just making sure.
Hey, but why you got to bring up all shit?
Look, it didn't sound like it was good. I feel like I could have made the safe assumption it wouldn't be good either. But I just wanted to make sure he had done his research.
No, that shit should never been made. Just like when they made the new Hairspray, I don't know, like 10 years ago or something. And then they were going to come out with a sequel for that. And they nixed that. Good idea. Like, don't do that. But, man. The funny, one of the parts of Undercover Brother is really funny is when, at the end when they're celebrating and then Eddie Griffin's like, behind every black man, and then of course, Dave Chappelle says, is the police. And then they go into their thing and stuff like that. And so I was thinking about that and I was like, yo, man, the funny shit about that is, it's not necessarily the police, just a different type of police. Because if you talk to black women today, you know, and you ask them that question, behind every black man is a white girl. Or by every
You have to quietly raise your hand.
or
Well, he was talking. He was talking. I just want to hear.
or more importantly, they say it because of the athletes. You know, behind every athletic black man is a white girl. And, you know, I say that because I saw something else from, I can't believe the motherfucker is in my mind right now. Was it not Omar? Oh, God. The dude who built the school but never opened up.
Umar.
Omar, yeah. God bless America.
I was gonna say Trump, but yeah, okay.
He said something I saw on TikTok. He wasn't wrong. He was like, yeah, like these black boys end up with white girls because black women want their man to be a finished product. Whereas, you know, they say that he's saying that the white girls, you get them in college or high school, whatever, and they're with him for his potential and what he can be and what they can help him build to be instead of what he, you know, what he should be. He's not necessarily wrong there, apparently, you know, because I do feel like that, you know, especially back in the day. I mean, I really haven't dated in a while, so I can't speak on it right now. But back in the day, yeah, a lot of black women wanted black men to be finished products. And because they some didn't want to do the work, you know, because I guess when you get to a certain age, if you haven't done your own work, you have to be a finished product or it's not worth the time. And I say all that to say this. I'm not a finished product and I'm 51 years old. I'll be 52 soon. I'm not a finished product. Not saying that I'm not a good product or a bad product. I'm not a finished product. And I think the situation is, regardless of who you're dating or who you want to date or whatever, if you feel like your significant other should be a finished product when you meet or date them, you're lazy. Because no one's ever a quote unquote finished product. Because everybody should be learning every day, gaining knowledge every day, and stuff like that. But if you are a person and you feel like that, well, I'm only dating a man if he's like this, or I'm dating somebody who's like this and that, so I ain't got to do nothing. I mean, then you're probably just going to be single or be broke. One of the two. Maybe even both. So, like, all I'm saying is, if you're out here looking for your finished product, you're never going to find the finished product. You know? I've seen so many videos where they talk about, you know, the one percenters are like, oh, he's got to be making like $500,000. Bitch, if I was making $500,000, I'm not looking at your ass. Let's just be real. It's not happening, you know? So, and this is not just to women, this is to everybody. If you're single out there and you're looking around and you want to find someone to date or whatever, look, man, just realize that if you're looking for, like, you know, the rainbow to the pot of gold, you waste your time. You know, you're just going to be by yourself and probably miserable. So, like, don't do it. Just, hey, man, just see who's out there. And when it's all said and done, you know, you're either going to fall in love or you're not. But more importantly, just because you're in love with somebody, that doesn't mean you need to marry them. You know, even though I want to get married. But, you know, I figure before the marriage happens, I'm going to be in some questionable shit at least once or twice before then. Because, you know, I still got to sow my raw oats. So we don't get that shit done. So with all that being said, thank you for listening to a new episode of 5 Minute Warning. It's your boy Ruben here all the time. You know, we're here on Sunday evenings, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, because that's what we do. Thank you to Moby. Thank you to AG. Thank you to everybody who chimed in today. Thank you to everybody who's listening. to us live or on the podcast. Hey, the podcast comes out on the weekends. Also, check our clips out on Facebook, wherever you get, or Instagram, or even TikTok, wherever you get your stuff. Please like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell an enemy, just tell somebody about us. Because once again, we here every Sunday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, unless we decide to tell you different. So, as always, thank you to Mo B, thank you to AG. We'll see you again next week. As always, peace, love, hair grease, soul, and deuces.
Email us at 5minutewarning19@gmail.com. And also leave comments on Facebook and Twitch. Search 5 Minute Warning. Contact us on Twitter at AG_FMW Podcast, at Newsman25, at FMW 2019. Contact us on Instagram, Moby 5 Minute Warning, AG_5 Minute Warning, Newsman25. You can listen to the podcast at Apple Podcast, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcast. Thank you for listening. This has been another episode of
The 5 Minute Warning.